Welcome, Capricorn, to your mid-month reading for April. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, Capricorn. Best message for Capricorn, please, for the mid-month of April. This is what you're thinking, feeling, or the energy surrounding you is the energy I am looking for. Capricorn. Best message for Capricorn, please. Best message for Capricorn. Best message for Capricorn. Whoa. Ten of Wands coming out, talking about that determination to get those sticks over to this little house. Seriously, right? It's like, I am moving, I am shaking, I am Capricorn, and I am on a roll right now. Nothing is going to stop you from moving these sticks right now. So whatever your determination is, you're on a roll right now, Cap. You're not going to, nothing's going to make you stop. You have hard work ahead of you. It feels like you've been doing a lot of hard work, and you have the determination to back you up. Okay. Clarifying on the Ten of Wands, please. This card's not only going to clarify on the Ten of Wands, but also the entire reading is the waiting game. So you are in a waiting game. So even if this is a burden, even if you know that it's a burden moving these sticks, it doesn't matter, because you're taking total control of the situation with the determination. You probably know that this is going to take a while to move these sticks, to get this done, whatever it is that you're doing. And I feel like a lot of you are like, and it's okay, because you know what? I knew when I was doing this that this wasn't something that was going to happen overnight, right? So it doesn't feel like it's a huge deal to get this, to get this done. It's not going to be done in, 24 hours. And it could be for a lot of you because it might be a major project, right? Maybe that's why I'm feeling like, this is going to take some time. Okay, getting straight into the situation. The situation is taking place in the present, the recent past, and the near future. Yep, just moving, and moving on, right? Just keep going. You had some movement, choices, and decisions. Now, this is pretty much, my friends, is how you got to this determination, right? It's saying this movement choice is what I wanted, and I'm moving on beautifully doing this. And I just feel like nothing is going to stop you. You're going to do it. And look at that. In the near future, you have the power to continue and the strength to continue to go forward. So, yeah. Whatever you're doing, Cap, you know what you're doing. So, clarifying on movement, choices, and decisions. In the recent past, it was the Nine of Wands. There could have been something that was devastatingly hard. Somebody could have hurt you. Something wasn't going your way. This is how you got to the movement, choices, and decisions. And it was because, I needed something. Maybe you needed a challenge. You just needed a change. And you're up for the challenge. And because it feels like it's something you wanted to do, right? You understood that this expectation had difficulties. You knew that this was going to change all kinds of things for you. You might have even had in the past what felt like hidden enemies that were maybe holding you back. And so you disciplined yourself, right? And you might have even had in the way past, you getting over some kind of tribulation that was holding you back, but you took that walking stick and you said, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get disciplined about this situation. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let anything hold me down. And that really is what it feels like. So clarifying on the Nine of Wands, we have two cards. Yeah, there was some nightmares that was going on in your life This is probably what also gave you the extra incentive to want to take this challenge. And it does feel like a challenge. You knew it was going to be, like I said, even over here it says you knew this was going to be a little rough. But it was okay. It was definitely okay. You thought about it. You took the self-sacrifice with the Hangman. You didn't want to be stuck anymore, and it feels like you didn't want to be stuck in a nightmare anymore. So you're taking, yes, you're taking control with the Three of Cups and saying, I'm going after my own happiness. I'm not going to allow this person or this situation or any of these things anymore to be inside my head, or having people tell me I can't do this. Maybe you had those things, right? Whatever tribulation you had gone through, my friends, is what got you to this point. I think that you knew you could better yourself, and that you could come out on top in the end. And that's why this is going this way. So you were waiting here. And remember, the waiting game is going to be the whole scenario because they run in a line, right? The past is connected to the present, and the present is connected to the near future because this is the line that you're going on. Time is just a line. Okay, so it's like a string. I always call it the spider web because it just kind of, strings off. But the reason it's more like a spider web because you can change this near future anytime, right? It's not written in stone. So, but the past is, right? The past is. And even the present, you could do these things and start these things. And by the end of the near present, you could actually change that, which would change this whole outcome. Okay, so because of free will. So it's kind of like a line of a spider web. Kind of think of it like that. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, so moving on. So if we move on, we're going with the Nine of Cups. You're getting your independence back, and you're traveling at the speed and the rate that you want because you're going exactly where you want to go. You are in control of the situation with the Nine of Coins. So with this independence that you have, it's showing the hard work that you're putting in and moving towards the goals you want. And you might even be an independent contractor. Whoa, okay. So whoever's an independent contractor could literally, this is in your hands, right? No one else's hands. And that's where the independence is coming from. No matter how it is, you're independently doing it yourself. This is all about you taking the action to do it yourself for your own achievements. You are doing here's the patience and planning. So you're patiently planning all of this. Right, you already have the decisions of what you're doing, and because you're in control and you alone, right, you have all the time to move forward towards the patience planning of what you want. So at any given time that you decide, you know what, I'm building a house and I decided that I don't want sliding glass doors, I want French doors instead, you have that ability to make that decision, right, and you alone. Your own house, you're building your own house over here. Okay, so with the Devil, you're not allowing any toxicity into this because you're not allowing anyone to have any say in this situation whatsoever. The only way that I would see that you have any kind of say would be like if you are the independent contractor for a house, you're building a house for another person, they would be the only ones that would have a say, would be the owners. Otherwise, you're not taking anything from anyone except for maybe the person you might be working for. Otherwise, it feels like it's more like a business of your own. You are your own independent person. This is something that you're building, and no one has any say. Why? Because you're not going to listen to any chaos. No one is getting involved in this situation unless I say so, right? And so there is no toxicity. Cap, you're not allowing anyone to overwhelm you at all because you're going at your own speed, your own rate. And that's why I feel like a lot of you know you will be in the waiting game. You've done all your homework. You know what you're doing. Some of you might have went to school to do this. So however it is you've learned, and maybe from the past you've even learned the lessons of how to do this. Maybe you did something wrong in the past, and you come back and you're saying, okay, this is what I did wrong. I will fix that. So anything it feels like that you may have had an issue with, you have now learned to do that. You might even have a Page of Swords around you who is also teaching you some new tricks of the trade, something of this nature, maybe a counselor or something like that. But wow, look at all these swords up here, back to back. However it is, it's you've learned something and you're using it wisely, and it's bringing in a lot of clarity how to do this. So like I said, if there was mistakes to this once before, there won't be any more. Take it how it resonates. But definitely with the Ace of Swords is bringing in that new clarity and the great determination. There is so much strength and force, you know, to execute this, right? To have this done. So and it just feels like you are on a, it's almost like you're on a mission, like a journey, you know what I mean? Like, because you have the travel card here and then you have the moving forward. It feels like this is kind of like your own mission. Your faith is like kicking over here. Truly faithful to what you're doing. A lot of you might even be doing something very traditional. So if this is moving towards a, let's just say a love relationship, it could be for some of you, you are moving towards more traditional type of relationship. However you're doing this is you have the faith to do so, and the loyalties. So if this is love, also you've also learned your lesson about how you want a person to be. Like you've looked clearly at people and decided what you want in a relationship. More conventional, more traditional. So you have the power and the strength over here, my friends, and you have the Justice card coming out. Wow. Somebody, if you are in a love relationship, could be literally dealing with a Libra. I have all this. I have all this air energy over here. Could be a Gemini or a Libra. But you're taking back this power and the strength, and it's very justified, and it feels very fair to you. You needed this fairness. I think that there was a lot of unfairness in the past where you felt, especially here because of this card here, the Nine of Wands, really feeling like you weren't doing things, or maybe you felt that the universe was unfair to you, and that you kept getting the empty glass, right? Or maybe your glass was always half empty, half full, half empty, however you want to say it. There does feel like, however it is, you have built strength and balance within your life. You've even matured a lot in the things that you're determined to have in life. So where you might have felt like there was not enough maturity, maturity doesn't have to be like, I'm a mature person. It could just be the maturity of the understanding of where you're going. As we grow, we become more mature in work, for instance. So maturity doesn't always have to be exactly what you think it is. I mean, look, you know, fruit matures. As soon as it's ready, it's ripe, it's mature. So it does feel like wherever there might have been immaturity, and it could even be with a person, maybe you're waiting for a person to turn around and you're finding that their immaturity has turned to maturity. Maybe they've matured. But however it is, the situation is maturing. It's growing fast. Let's put it that way. It's growing fast, and it feels like it's your knowledge as well. So if you started this out and it felt like it was kind of immature for you in the ways of growing, I don't know exactly everything that I'm doing. That's where you're getting clear over here about what you really want and getting intelligent about the situation, because maybe you didn't have all the knowledge that you needed. So we would say the knowledge is immature. You now feel like you know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so you've become smarter about the situation, smarter on how to maybe move these sticks. Maybe you decided, I'm not going to move them by hand anymore. I'm going to put them in my truck, you know what I mean? And really get them there faster. So, you know, trying to pick up the game over here, learning a little, maybe it's just learning, maturing in tricks of the trade, right? Yeah, and it's opening more doors for you, whatever this maturity is. Because like I said, maybe you decided to move those sticks into a truck, and this is going to do things faster. This is going to, you having a little bit of Four of Cups over here though, because something is kind of upsetting you though, and it could be something has to do with a Aries. So whatever this was over here, if this person has upset you and it was a fire sign, you could be having to deal with that fire sign. Again, maybe they're coming into your life right in the time when you're trying to do something. Here they come, waddling in. For some of you, they might want to have passion again. Could be an ex coming back, and you're like, I don't have time for you. And it's like they're trying to set these emotions back into play by making you remember things, and trying to get your goat over here is what it feels like. So there does feel like there could be some disappointments coming in the near future from this person. Yes, and it could be an ex-lover. So just kind of watch that. Just make sure that you're giving yourself good judgment calls and keep going where you are passionate about going and keep building. Okay, don't let them try to set you back. Okay, because yeah, you have all these new changes in the new world coming. You don't need that. And yeah, some people, and it might not even be an ex, maybe it was somebody that you were dealing with. It could be an ex-wife. It could be an ex-lover. It could have been somebody that you hired for the job that wants to come back. Maybe that's where the devil's coming upside down. You get rid of them, get rid of the toxic energy, and maybe they're trying to come back to, they want to be hired again or something. Take it how it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody. Okay? But whatever it is, it does show that they're trying to show you that they're passionate about working for you, or they want a second chance. Something like this. Bringing up something. But universe wants you to know that there is something better on the way. Keep going where you're going, because they're right around that corner is exactly where you want to be. You know that you're working towards that something better, and the universe is just saying yes, yes, and it is right around the corner. Or big happy changes. Wow. So you have all these big happy changes right around the corner, my friends. So just stay patient, stay in that waiting game, and keep moving strong. And don't let this person get into your energy, because it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. It almost feels like a deterrent. It almost feels like, I know, and it's going to sound kind of crazy, but it almost feels like because you're doing so good, that it's almost like the negative energy of life brought them back for just to kind of mess with you, because that's what negative energy loves doing. You know, that's why we always bring up the devil. You know, the devil is bringing back people into your life to kind of screw with your good success, because, you know, he didn't like seeing you doing good, right? So that's kind of where that's coming from. So it just feels kind of like that, you know, negative energy always wants to peek up when we're trying to do good, try to get our goat. So I would just, like it says, just use good judgment and keep moving forward, because there's so much more. There's so much more passion, and there's so many other things that you have for yourself. Okay. And always have the battle of good energy versus bad energy. So that's the way it is, my friends. Okay. And until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.